Hey folks, we have a lesson learned, and just show
Don't buy China.
Don't buy products in China. Well, so most of you know that we had our cow. We butchered it. We had it taken to the odors for them to do the killing and hanging, and then we brought it back and butchered it ourselves. And so we packaged a lot of that meat, but we didn't get around to all of it, to the ground beef. We're just now getting to the ground beef. That's what Lee has here, is where he cut pieces up and put it in the freezer. And we had, how many of these bags in the freezer?
Probably 15, 20 of them.
So we'll say about 15 of these big gallon bags in the freezer, where he had cut up pieces of this to be ground up later. So we had started a couple of weeks ago. We were going to get it out and grind it up. And we ordered a meat grinder. We didn't want to pay the expense of an electric one. So we decided to just get a hand grinder and do that ourselves. This grinder right here is what we ordered online. It was cheap. It was about $18. And we thought, well, we know it'll be harder and more, and you know, more trouble and harder than an electric one. And we knew that somewhere we had an old-timey one that was cast iron, but we wanted to order a new one and get something good and you know, do it right, short of getting an electric one. So this was like $18 online. It is just cheap, not real heavy. We don't know for sure. We're laughing saying it was made in China, but maybe not. We don't know that for sure. It was cheap though. And it did not work. It made the biggest mess and kept getting clogged up, and it just didn't work. And so we were thinking about maybe trying to borrow an electric one. And Lee went out to look up our old cast iron one that was in the barn. Lee decided to go check it out. So there it is, working fine.
There it is.
Lee was thinking that it was missing some parts, but after we got it out, it was not missing any parts, and he cleaned it up good and sanded a little rust off of it, and there you go. It is working just fine. So lesson learned. It is a number 10 Enterprise made in the USA, and it is probably, who knows how old this thing is. I know it was passed down through my family. My dad had it, and he got it from some ancestors, and it's an old one. I don't know how old, but it is old because it's been passed down through my family. My dad had it all of my life, and so I'm sure he got it from some ancestors. And can we see that just a minute, Lee?
George Washington made that sucker.
It's old. You can tell it's old and been used a lot. Well used. And it's still got a little rust on here. But he sanded most of the rust off of the, see, it's rusty down here a little bit.
Off the working parts.
Off the working parts. He sanded the rusty parts down. And
anything that the meat is touching.
Lesson learned. Don't buy this crap. Go get this out of the barn and use it. So here's what we got so far. We're putting them in pound bags and flattening those out. I flatten those out so they fit in the freezer better. And we are putting them in pound bags, and we have two bags that have more than a pound. So when we have company or a get together, we can use the bigger packs. And anyway, there you go. So we are grinding down the beef today. Old Ribeye has served us well. So there you go. We are still working on old ribeye and getting him in the freezer. Get after it. Get after it there, Lee. We ended up with 42 of these 1 pound bags of ground beef. So we got 42 bags out of that.